The US was on the verge of its first ever default, but a last-minute deal between the Republicans and the Democrats to raise the debt ceiling prevented a potentially catastrophic default on US debt repayments. US President Joe Biden has signed the debt ceiling bill into law, averting a default. The US debt ceiling is a legal limit set by Congress on the amount of money the US government can borrow to pay its bills. This includes paying for federal employees, the military, Social Security, Medicare, as well as interest on the national debt and tax refunds. It's like a financial cap that the government cannot exceed without congressional approval. Now that the US has hit that limit, it is unable to increase the amount of its outstanding debt, and paying bills have become trickier. When such a situation occurs, the government cannot issue new debt beyond the established limit, which means it may struggle to cover its expenses if revenue falls short. This situation is commonly known as a debt ceiling crisis. Failure to raise or suspend the debt ceiling in a timely manner would send shockwaves through global financial markets as investors question the value of US bonds. The US bonds are seen as among the safest investments and serve as building blocks for the world's financial system. The US economy would almost certainly fall into a recession if the government is forced to miss payments on things like soldiers' salaries or Social Security benefits for the elderly. Economists expect that millions of Americans would lose their jobs. Raising the ceiling has been a relatively routine procedure for Congress, but this time McCarthy refused to allow it without concessions and brought Biden's White House to the negotiating table to strike an agreement that forces spending cutbacks aimed at curbing the nation's deficits. Overall, the 99-page bill restricts spending for the next 2 years, suspends the debt ceiling into January 2025, and changes some policies, including imposing new work requirements for older Americans receiving food aid and green lighting, an Appalachian natural gas line that many Democrats oppose. It bolsters funds for defense and veterans, cuts back new money for Internal Revenue Service agents, and rejects Biden's call to roll back Trump-era tax breaks on corporations and the wealthy to help the nation recover deficits. It imposes automatic 1% cuts if Congress fails to approve its annual spending bills. Head to business-standard.com for more news, views, and insights.